Flags, songs, drama, and glitter. If it's Eurovision, we've got it covered. This is Put It Away! Hello, dear Eurovision listeners, and welcome to Put It Away, episode number 26. And we will try not to have a very packed episode.
Really?
Well, I hope so.
You hope so, or you think so?
I hope so. Let me not promise anything to our dear listeners because you never know.
Okay, so just to begin properly, let's reveal the answer to last week's quiz and then move on with the rest of the topics.
So last week, we had our guest Marina, who asked you about Bzikebi, who won Junior Eurovision 2008 for Georgia with the song Bzz. But which city hosted the contest that year? And the correct answer is...
Limassol in Cyprus, and specifically the athletic center Spyros Kyprianou. We all know that Bzz is your favorite Junior Eurovision entry of all years, and what better, Cyprus to have the honor to have those special winners.
I agree. And of course, the show was very nice. All the children got together and the best song won. But let's see this year what Bzikebi will do for Georgia. Will they qualify? And if they do qualify, in which place will they end up in the grand final?
Let's see. We have 50 days to discuss about it.
Exactly. So, let's go to the news of this week. Because, okay, we have some news, but we also have our own news. As we attended the Nordic Eurovision Party 2026 in person. And we need to talk about this also.
But before this, let's begin with the news that were revealed by ORF, the Austrian national broadcaster, and EBU.
Put it away!
We had the reveal of the opening and the interval acts of the two semifinals and the grand final. So, would you like, Chris, to begin with semifinal one?
Of course I will. So, first semifinal will be held on Tuesday the 12th of May, and the opening act is a film. A journey through time called 70 Years of Love. It portrays the life of a couple set against the backdrop of 7 decades of Eurovision, which is of course a beautiful concept. And then, a 70-member choir launches the semi-final with a tribute to L'amour Est Bleu. Now for anyone who doesn't know, of course, L'amour Est Bleu is one of the most famous Eurovision songs of all time, and it finished 4th at the contest, but of course it went on to become a global hit. Something that also happened with Nel Blu Din Vito Di Blu. It was 3rd, but then it's maybe the most recognizable Eurovision song. But what makes L'amour Est Bleu even more special is that it was performed in Vienna, the city which hosted the Eurovision back in 1967. So we are literally opening the 17th edition of Eurovision in Vienna with a tribute to a song that was performed at Eurovision in Vienna.
And with 70 members in the choir, this stage is gonna be impressive. Except for the opening act, the interval act was revealed as well. And guess what is the interval act about?
What?
About kangaroos.
Why, are we in Australia?
No, but a lot of people get confused every year, so they try to play a little game about it.
Oh, that's super smart! I like the idea. Nice.
Actually, in Vienna's airport, there's a signal that states that welcome to Austria, here is not Australia.
Okay.
So you see the connection. the Aussie performer who will join this is Gojo from last year's edition.
In order to help them resolve this Austria-Australia thing.
Yes, exactly.
That's also smart.
You see how we can get a little bit of connection with last year?
No, it's nice. I mean, it's self-aware, it's fun, it's going to play brilliantly in the arena, I think.
Do you think so?
Yeah, it has this interval act energy that we need. And I mean, compared to the last years that there were like some kind of jokes that they were not like so jokes, and yeah, I think that this can like entertain the people.
Yes, I believe that exactly this. Gojo is an entertainer and he will be the most suitable one for this role.
Put it away.
That's all for semi-final 1, and let's move on to semi-final 2. Semi-final 2 will be held on Thursday, 14th of May, and Victoria and Mikael will open the show together with a performance of JJ's winning entry of last year, Wasted Love.
Okay.
But this is not the important thing. The important thing is that everything goes to plan.
Or maybe not.
We don't know, because that was the quote from the official announcement, and a lot of people are speculating what is this all about.
Okay. And as for the interval act of semi-final 2, we have JJ himself this time, that will be returning to the Eurovision stage to perform a brand new song of his singles. Well, this is actually his first material since winning Eurovision, so I mean, someone has to perform and someone has to promote his job. So I think it's gonna be like a moment, a very nice moment for the last year's winner, no?
I remember last year that we had Nemo performing in the grand final, but now we have JJ performing in semi-final 2. That's a little bit of a difference between the two editions.
Yeah. And now that you mentioned the grand final, let's go to the grand final because, okay, it's gonna be held on Saturday the 16th of May, and of course the opening act has to be extraordinary. And it's this iconic paper boat from JJ's Wasted Love performance from last year. Do you remember that? I remember that, of course I do.
Oh, now I see. So we will see both JJ in semi-final 1 and... no, in semi-final 2?
Yes.
And in the grand final?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
But I don't know if we will see JJ initially, but we will just see that this iconic paper boat was left in Switzerland and didn't return with the winner. So now we have to see how the travel of this paper boat started and it ended in order to actually arrive in Vienna.
Yeah, but as JJ will finally open the grand final, I believe he has the clue of getting this paper back from Basel to Vienna.
Okay, we will see. He will perform eventually and he will have the role of the Queen of the Night. And now that I mentioned the Queen of the Night, I think that Mozart is also on stage. And not actually on stage, I mean, you know what I'm saying.
No?
I mean, come on, Mozart.
Yes?
Yeah, he comes from Austria.
Yes?
So somehow they have to tribute something for Mozart.
Ah, okay, now I see, okay.
Yeah. It's like for the 17th anniversary of Eurovision, like, come on. Can this be more iconic?
No, it
with
can't
JJ
be.
and Mozart?
Maybe I think that EBU would reconsider their position of having live music during the Eurovision Song Contest.
Okay.
We are in Vienna, we are in the capital of Austria, in the homeland of Mozart, so what's better to introduce live music?
I
Maybe
agree.
not from this year, but why not from Eurovision 2027?
And I agree, and I don't know, I think that Linda Lampenius also agrees, even more than me.
Tell me a little bit about it.
There has been some rumors that Linda Lampenius asked to play the violin actually on stage, like for the violin to be heard by her.
Oh, like Lucio Corsi did last year with his harmonica.
Yes, but now the harmonica was not like the actual melody of the song, it was something extra. But now, I mean, if the core melody is gonna be played by a single instrument, this is gonna be groundbreaking.
Well, I don't think that this will be allowed, but if by any chance this would be allowed by the officials, it will be a high risk.
We will see. Let's just finish first with the interval acts of the grand final, because we have a lot of things to say, and then we can discuss a bit more about this, no?
Yeah, what? There's more?
Yeah, of course there is more.
Okay.
Because during the grand final voting period, we will have 3 interval acts.
3 interval acts?
The first one is called Celebration. And it's a selection of Eurovision All-Stars performing iconic songs from the contest's history. We don't know the lineup yet, but there are some speculations. Okay, a lot of people have said that name, another name, a third name. So yeah, when they do, we will come back, guys, and we will discuss and analyze all the names that will be a part of this celebration. Second act, Parov Stelar.
Oh, you must be kidding.
I'm not kidding. This Austrian electro-swing icon.
Bring EDM in Eurovision.
Yeah, Felicia says hi at this point, but yeah. His sound is completely distinctive, and this combination of vintage swing and modern electronic production is whatever we were looking for. Great visuals as always by Parov Stelar, and I think it's gonna be one of the most visually arresting performances of the night.
Do you think what is missing till now?
What?
César Sampson's performance at the grand final.
Are you a sidekick?
No?
Because this is the third interval act.
Really?
Actually, yes.
Oh.
Because César Sampson, he represented Austria in 2018 with the song Nobody But You. He finished third overall, one of the best Austrian placings at Eurovision ever. So he will be performing a soulful version of Billy Joel's Vienna.
Really nice. Okay. Well, in 2018, Nobody But You was my favorite entry of that year. And I really want to see César Sampson performing live in Eurovision Grand Final.
Well, yeah, I like the song. I think it was a little bit highly placed, but yeah, it could be in the top 10, but not in the top 3. But anyway, those are personal tastes. I cannot judge Kostas. I know he doesn't have great taste just like I do, so yeah. And I think that was all or not yet.
I saw somewhere a little, let's say, pig, a fluffy animal.
Okay.
He's called Auri, something like this.
You mean the mascot of Eurovision 2026?
So it's real.
Yeah, it is.
It's the mascot of Eurovision 2026.
It is.
And we went from Lumo to this one.
You know what's the problem with that? That after Auri was presented by the Austrian delegation and the producers and the organizers, Lumo went viral because allegedly he is like the most, like the ugliest creature on the planet. I mean, guys, how can you be so rude and bad and nasty? Come on. Lumo was cute. Auri is cute. They might not be necessarily pretty or beautiful, but beauty is like subjective.
Well, in my opinion, I still prefer the mascots from the Olympic Games and not this kind of mascots. But that's just my personal taste.
And we said that you're tasteless already, so we don't need to worry about that.
Second hint to the road, okay.
No, I still love you.
I hope you do.
I do, yeah. So, ORF unveiled the official mascot of Eurovision 2026. He has a belt bag. He has an Austrian heart belt bag. in Eurovision colors. And the official announcement asks, what does he keep in this and where can we get one?
Do we really want to get one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You do?
As a memory of Eurovision 2026, yeah, I want one.
Okay. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Auri, of course, is going on a reading tour across Austria with author Yvonne Lasina-Blaha, and he will be visiting children and families. He will be storytelling and introducing them to the world of Eurovision, which is quite cute.
This is very nice.
Yeah.
I must admit that, yes.
Mm-hmm. And he will also appear at the Vienna City Marathon, feature in ORF children's programming, and of course, he will be everywhere during the Eurovision week. So guys, when we will be in Vienna, we will meet Auri, we will get to photo with him, we will get to hug him, we will get to ask him a lot of things. So yeah, it will be great. So I already like Auri.
Do you also want to join Vienna Marathon?
No.
Okay.
If it was half marathon, I would talk about this, but marathon, no, I feel I'm very young about this.
Okay. I will ask you again in 30, 40 years.
Yeah, okay. But now that we're talking about Austria, we also had the other news that Austria drew the running order for the final of Eurovision 2026.
That I saw it, yeah. And guess what? Cosmó will perform last in the running order, just like he did in Versing for Österreich, the national final of Austria this year.
That brought him luck. Will he have the same luck in the final?
Let's see.
I don't like this 25th place. And it's not that it's going to a song that it's not one of the favorites. Because normally when EBU is like doing the running order, they always take into account which country is a favorite according to the bookies, which country has an appeal on the televote, which country did well in the semi-final when they qualified and which didn't. So, I don't know. I don't like this 25th place, not because of Cosmó, but because it's not a lucky place. Like the last place in the running order doesn't bring winners, doesn't bring, great, amazing placings. The only great, amazing place I remember from an entry performing last was 2015 with Il Volo that were third. They should have been first, but yeah, they were third overall. Even last year, Albania, that they performed last, they shouldn't have. But yeah, I think that was one of the biggest mistakes EBU has made ever when it comes to running orders. Even Skodra Elektronike, they were huge favorites to do very well. They did extremely well in the televote. However, overall, they didn't do that well. Or that well according to what they deserved. Because, okay, a top 10 placing is always a great placing. But it's different when you're fourth and it's different when you're ninth.
I see, and we also have the example of UK in Eurovision 2023 when they performed last and they didn't do pretty well as a host country.
Yeah, but we're talking about the UK, that they don't do well apart from Sam Ryder. When people see UK, they don't vote.
Maybe they will vote this year?
Hopefully. I don't think that Look Mom No Computer deserves 0 points in the final.
Let's see.
But yeah, so Cosmó is going to perform on the 25th place. And viel Glück, Österreich.
Put it away.
And now let's move on to the real stuff. Because last weekend, the Nordic Eurovision Party 2026 was held in Oslo. And as we have already informed you, and you have seen through our social media posts and YouTube videos and many messages we received from all of you guys. We were there and we had a great time ourselves.
Indeed, I think it was, personally speaking, one of the greatest pre-parties I have attended ever. I think the organization was great when it comes to the press event, when it comes to the event in general, the concert. It was great. It was amazing. I really, really, really liked it. And I'm looking forward to going again next year.
This year was the first Eurovision party that was held during the season, and 17 artists from this year's edition performed live on stage.
Wait, let's take everything from the beginning, because before that we had a pre-party that was organized in S4 Club in Oslo. In this pre-party, we got to see Cosmó from Austria and Jonas Love from Norway that they attended. A lot of fans, they were there. A lot of press people were there. A lot of artists who participated in national finals were there. A lot of former Eurovision stars were there. And we were very happy that we had only Eurovision music playing, and we got to socialize with a lot of people. And I think that this event is, let's say, the warming up event before the main stuff.
Exactly, because the main stuff on Saturday was super packed. There was the press event where all Eurovision fans, Eurovision fan medias and journalists attended this press event and had the chance to meet the 17 artists from this year's edition, as well as other guests from previous years.
And guys, we managed to interview 11 artists who participate in this year's Eurovision edition. So go to our YouTube channel, check out all the interviews, and please let us know what you think.
And please let us know who was your favorite interview and which artist really stole your heart.
Costa, what was your favorite interview?
My favorite interview, I think, well, actually there were two.
Okay.
The first one was with Achilles, obviously. We had also met him in the day before, and he's always really cute, and we had the chance to talk about everything that goes around this year in Greek. Except for Achilles, I also liked very much the one and only Delta Goodrem. She was really cute. She was a very nice and a very kind person.
She's stunning. Stunning, guys. Stunning. She's so pretty. I couldn't take my eyes off her.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And she also offered us some very sweet chocolates that we really enjoyed them afterwards.
And I kept the wrapping paper of the chocolate. I'm never gonna throw it away.
Yeah,
never. Of course, never.
It's her souvenir, yeah.
Do you have any least favorite interview?
Least favorite? No, I wouldn't say that. All of the artists were very kind. I had some interviews that I really enjoyed, although I didn't like the song, but the artist made me a very good impression, like Dara. You all know that I don't like Bangaranga, but Dara has something. She's very nice and very easygoing person. I believe that I would go with her out for a coffee or for a drink to chat about everything.
Yeah, Dara, she's amazing. She has this vibe, this energy, this sassiness that the contest needs. And okay, I like the song. I like Bangaranga a lot. But honestly, her personality is the one that complements the song itself. I think that if there was another artist that would sing the song, it would sound completely differently.
Oh, I'm totally sure about this. But which was your favorite interview of that day?
I cannot choose. I took everything.
Hey, don't be a diplomat.
Come on, I'm not a diplomat. I mean, what can I say? The great words that I exchanged with Alice, that he talked about Thessaloniki, the amazing Maltese teaching language I had by Aidan, The dance I performed with Achilles, the other dance I performed with Antigone, the commentary of Cosmó's outfits, chocolates by Delta Goodrem, oh my god, who would say that? This amazing composure from Tamara Zivkovic, the great energy I got from Satoshi and Alyona Moon, everything that I got from those interviews, it stays in my heart. I cannot choose.
So guys, please help Chris choosing her favorite interview. You should all go under the YouTube videos and comment your favorite one.
I don't know, honestly. I cannot choose. I can never choose. I have performed a lot of interviews with many Eurovision artists and I cannot choose. I can never choose. I can say that in some interviews maybe it was a bit uncomfortable, not because the artist made me uncomfortable, but because maybe I didn't feel myself very comfortable this day. But overall, all the interviews and everything that you get from those artists is brilliant. And of course, nothing would happen without the help of Kostas, because Kostas was the one who was filming everything. Kostas was the one who was in charge of the lighting, in charge of the sound, in charge of the editing of the video. So thank you very much, Costa, for helping me and helping the artists as well, giving their best self and blessing us with their interviews.
Oh, you're very welcome of your kind words. But you all guys know who to blame about all the shortcomings in the videos.
No shortcomings.
Put it away.
Okay, so let me ask you another a little bit easier question than the previous one.
Okay, I'm listening.
What was your favorite moment of this press event, except for the interviews?
Okay, guys, come on. That's kind of embarrassing maybe, but I don't know if it's embarrassing or just fangirling. So, some episodes ago, and before Latvia chose the entry for Eurovision, we had commented on the songs, and we had agreed, both of us, Kostas and I, we had agreed that our favorite was Raving at the Taj Mahal by Robert Hawks. So at some point, when the press event ended, and we had to leave. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to get an interview from Atvara, but we hope to see her in another pre-party. I saw a guy who seemed very tall. Like super tall, like more than 2 meters tall. And then I saw his face and I was like, Costa, is that Robert Hawks? And Costa said, I don't know. And I said, should I ask him? And Costa said, yeah. So I went to him and I told him, excuse me, are you Robert Hawks? And he was like, yeah. And I just lost it. I completely lost it, guys. I just told him, your song was my favorite this year. I really liked your performance. Please, let's try again. Go to Eurovision. We really like you. We really supported you. And I also asked him how tall he is. He's 2 meter 06. And apparently he's going again to Supernova next year. He's going to apply.
Yes, he confirmed that he will apply again for Supernova in the future.
And that was the moment that I completely lost it. I was already overwhelmed by all the interviews and all that great vibes that I received from the artists, but what does Robert Hawks do with the Latvian delegation? Is he a part of the Latvian delegation? Apparently he is.
Yes, that's what I understood. He's a very experienced guy because he also performed in Eurovision 2022 in Turin as a member of Citizeni. This one?
Yeah.
Yes, this amazing group. Full of fun guys. Indeed. And now he's with Atvara, joining here at the Nordic Eurovision Party.
And we really hope that his next entry in Supernova will have the same vibe as Raving at the Taj Mahal. And that's what I told him. But when I'm saying, guys, I lost it, I completely lost it. When I saw him, I was like, wow, that's incredible. But yeah, that was off the record. We didn't have the chance to get a video or an interview, but yeah, we are promising that we will do it another time.
And we are promising that if we have the chance, we will have an interview with Advara herself.
Put it away.
And now I think we need to move to the performances, because after the press event and the interviews, all the artists went on stage in order to do the sound check, and then, 3 hours later, the show started. And as always, the Nordic Eurovision Party, apart from Eurovision artists of this year, has either some other Eurovision artists from the previous years, like Ovi, like Ilinka, Eurovision 2017 for Romania. Ovi, he is Romanian-Norwegian. He has participated in MGP, and he also participated for Romania in Eurovision 2010 and 2014. We also saw Poligenova from Bulgaria. She was a participant in Eurovision 2011 and 2016, achieving the second best placing for Bulgaria actually in Eurovision. We also saw Bobby Sox singing, which was an incredible moment because Elisabeth Andreasen, she received the Eurovision Award from the Norwegian delegation for her contribution as a Norwegian artist to Eurovision. I think that this was the most moving moment of the whole night.
And 2026 marks the 30 years from her last participation in Eurovision with Evegid.
Yeah, she was second. I don't know if that was right in Norwegian, but she was second back then behind Ireland, and that was a great moment.
And Betan was standing on stage.
She still has it.
Yes.
And I think she will have it for quite a long time.
Hopefully, yes. She was great.
Of course, we also saw other performances by other Norwegian artists. For example, Milio and Leonardo Amor. They performed also their MGP entries, and we really hope to see both of them on Eurovision stage at some point.
They both have fantastic voices. Milo received a huge applause from the crowd. I believe he's ready for participating in Eurovision in the future.
And I think that Norway wants him to. When he has the right song, he will go to Eurovision. I'm 100% sure about this. We also saw the winners of MGP Sami edition, that they were there and they sang their winning song, which was very, very nice. And I think that those guys will be participating in the actual MGP to represent Norway at Eurovision.
And I believe also the Norwegians want them to participate in MGP.
I think so too.
But let's leave all this beside and move on to the actual stuff. The performances of these 17 artists that are going to participate in Eurovision 2026 in Vienna.
Now I will ask you again, which was your favorite performance and which was your least favorite performance?
That's a really difficult question. I will be honest.
Okay.
I really liked Delta Goodrem with Eclipse, but I believe that everyone in Rockefeller liked this performance. I also liked very much Akilo's performance with Ferto, and the crowd seemed to cheer him up, especially during the end of his performance.
Yeah, he played a bit with the audience, and that was great.
My surprise of the evening was Alexandra Capitanescu. She totally rocked the stage. Both her and her band had a lot of energy, and they gave a very solid performance. They were great. To answer about what was my least favorite performance, that is more tough. Well, if I had to choose one, and not because it was bad, it doesn't really feel to my taste. It was Lion Sika, Solo Quiero Más. It was performed during the beginning of the actual show. He didn't receive much of an applause. Yeah, if I had to choose one, I would choose this one. I'm sorry, Lion Sika.
I'm surprised that you haven't mentioned Bulgaria.
Ah, how could I forget that?
Guys, Bulgaria. Dara gave it all on stage.
What a fantastic performance. Guys, you have to go to our YouTube channel and check the live performance of Dara.
Because, of course, we have uploaded every performance of the Eurovision 2026 participating countries that were performing in Nordic Eurovision Party.
Dara was... Wow! The choreo, her vocals, her communication with the crowd, everything was perfect, guys. You must go and watch it.
She was great. I was impressed about the vocals. I was really impressed about the performance and the energy that she had. Actually, everybody was energetic. I mean, everyone, according to the song that they are singing, they had the proper energy. I mean, from Eva Maria, who opened the show of the Eurovision, let's say, contestants, until Jonas Love, who performed last as the host entry of Nordic Eurovision Party, everybody had the energy that their song needed to have. So, to me, that was great. But what Dara gave us, wow, out of this world. To me, of course, yeah, Delta Goodrem's vocals, out of this world. Akilas, he has a great connection with the public, and many people seemed to sing the lyrics of Ferto, which are Greek lyrics, and that makes me feel very proud as a Greek. Also, Alexandra Capitanescu from Romania and her whole band, they're rocking it. They're great, and I think that this is the pure underdog of Eurovision. Advara, stunning vocals again. Aiden, huge applause for Aiden. And also Aiden sang a little bit of Ritmo and a little bit of his new single, Cowboys Don't Cry. Also Alice from Albania, he has this very deep sentiment that he's trying to transmit to the audience with Nan, and he was awesome.
Yeah, he delivers very well.
Guys, everyone was great. Antigone, she was singing Jala and like she was vibing with everyone.
And she wasn't the only one singing Jala.
Yeah.
Also the crowd were cheering for her.
I mean, I think to me it was one of the best pre-parties I have attended for Eurovision. Apparently, there were some technical issues with the in-ears, but this happens to everyone, so nobody has to be blamed, and nobody can be blamed about this. But the guys and all the artists still delivered, and they delivered super well.
But I see that you haven't answered to the second part of the question of which was your least favorite performance of that night.
I don't have a least favorite performance.
Oh, come on.
I don't.
Okay.
But what I can say is that there were some performances that didn't actually maybe touch the public, I'd say. Maybe they kind of performed and then they were kind of forgotten.
Like?
Like Switzerland. Like Luxembourg. Like Lithuania. Like Austria, even Germany, maybe Latvia.
I can see that.
So yeah, I mean, it's not that I didn't like them, I liked all of them, but yeah, maybe the rest of the public didn't connect with those. But guys, let us know. What do you think about the performances? We have everything stored on our YouTube channel. You can also see some excerpts on our Instagram page and on our Facebook page and on TikTok and on Threads. You can see everything everywhere. And let us know which one was your favorite performance and which one was your least favorite performance.
One thing to add to Nordic Eurovision Party is about the absence of Finland, Denmark and Sweden, because we received a ton of messages why these countries were absent from this great event.
I don't know why. And I'm very sad to see that all of them, Finland and Denmark and Sweden, they will be in Amsterdam and in London Eurovision Party. But they weren't in the Nordic Eurovision Party. And that's not very nice, like region-wise. I mean, I wouldn't like, for Greece, let's say, that we are the ending of the Balkan Peninsula, to host, let's say, a pre-party in the future in Athens, and to have everyone, apart from Bulgaria, apart from Serbia, apart from Albania, I mean, that wouldn't be good to me. I wouldn't like it.
Me neither. And as I saw from your comments, guys, you didn't like it either. So, yeah.
We hope to see them next year, in any case. And overall, I think even if those countries were there, now that they were not there, the party was a huge success. And it opened the Eurovision pre-party season in a very, very strong way.
Exactly. And I believe that Nordic Eurovision Party will be even better and even bigger next year. A lot of people will see how much fun and energy we had during this weekend and will attend it next year.
We will be there.
Put it away.
After the pre-party, we had an after-party. The after-party was right opposite the Rockefeller stage. And there we had a lot of Eurofans that they came there and they danced and they sang and they drank, and it was so great because we also went there. But we also had some performers. And one of those performers was Emmy, the well-known Emmy with the Leica Party, who represented Ireland last year in Eurovision. And she also tried with Norway some years ago. And she was great. And it was also the star guy who participated in San Marino this year. He wasn't able to qualify to the final. However, his entry was very nice and he presented it to all of us.
And to anyone that doesn't know who this star guy is, he's Emmy's brother.
Yeah, the star guy who was with Emmy last year, this guy. Overall, I think it was a very nice weekend, a very productive weekend, a very tiring weekend, and this is why at some point we need to release those bloopers from today's episode. We have to, because we're both extremely tired. And I think that congratulations are in order for everyone who contributed for this party to be shaped. And cheers to next year, guys. We're really looking forward to coming and finding you again. And we're really hoping that you will have even more artists and an even greater lineup. Congratulations, Norway. Congratulations, Nordic Eurovision Party. And see you next year.
So I believe it's time to wrap this episode up. And before we let you go, we have this week's quiz.
Put it away.
And this week's quiz, it's a very interesting quiz, which we just thought because we hadn't prepared anything about this. That's called programming. Yeah, don't do it. It makes you stressed. Anyway, so we talked about Elisabeth Andreasen, who received this great Eurovision award by the Norwegian delegation, about her contribution as a Norwegian artist to Eurovision. But we would like to ask you, with which country apart from Norway has Elisabeth Andreasen participated in Eurovision?
Easy.
Easy, but a lot of people might not know it because it's not from the recent Eurovisions. It's like from oldest editions.
Okay, let's see. Please, guys, drop your answers to every social media. You all know about them. Listen to our episodes in Spotify, in Apple Podcast, in Amazon Music, in YouTube, wherever you like it. We are everywhere.
And of course, please go and see all the interviews from Nordic Eurovision Party as well as all the performances of Nordic Eurovision Party. Check out our social media accounts. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on X, we're on Threads, we're on TikTok. We have uploaded everything, short excerpts from the interview and short excerpts from the performances. We would really like to receive your feedback and your comments, which one you liked, which one you didn't like, and cheers to the next ones.
So, that's all, folks. The show is over. The points are counted. Until next week, don't forget to...
Put it away.